Obesity is more than a matter of excess weight. It is a state of chronic low-grade inflammation that silently fuels the development of multiple cancers. Fat tissue, especially around the abdomen, is metabolically active, producing inflammatory molecules known as cytokines and adipokines that circulate throughout the body. These inflammatory signals can damage DNA, promote abnormal cell proliferation, and suppress immune surveillance, all of which create fertile ground for cancer to develop. Inflammatory pathways are particularly concerning because they not only affect tissues near fat deposits, but also influence distant organs such as the liver, colon, pancreas, and even breast tissue. Over time, this persistent systemic inflammation disrupts normal cellular control mechanisms, increasing the risk that mutations in vulnerable cells will progress into malignant tumors. Fortunately, diet can play a powerful role in counteracting obesity-related inflammation. One of the most effective tools is the inclusion of fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, mackerel, and trout, which are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These long-chain polyunsaturated fats, EPA and DHA, act as natural anti-inflammatory agents. Omega-3s work at the molecular level to reduce the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines and eicosanoids while promoting the synthesis of resolvins, lipid mediators that actively resolve inflammation. In essence, Omega-3s help recalibrate the body's immune response, shifting it from a state of chronic irritation toward balanced repair and defense. For individuals carrying excess weight, this nutritional support helps mitigate one of the primary cancer-promoting consequences of obesity. The benefits of omega-3s extend beyond simple inflammation control. By improving insulin sensitivity, they help reduce the metabolic stress that often accompanies obesity. Stable insulin levels mean fewer growth signals for precancerous cells, while improved circulation and endothelial function ensure that tissues receive adequate oxygen and nutrients, further supporting cellular health. Omega-3s also protect cell membranes from oxidative damage, reduce platelet aggregation, and can positively influence gene expression related to apoptosis, or the programmed death of damaged cells. Together, these effects form a multi-layered defense system against the cellular changes that can lead to cancer. Practical dietary integration of fatty fish is both simple and flexible. Aim to include at least 2 servings per week, choosing wild-caught salmon or sustainably sourced sardines when possible to maximize nutrient content and minimize exposure to environmental contaminants. Fish can be baked, grilled at moderate temperatures, poached, or gently sautéed with olive oil and herbs. Sardines, often available canned, are convenient and nutrient-dense, providing not only omega-3s but also calcium and vitamin D, which contribute to overall metabolic and skeletal health. Pairing fish with vegetables, whole grains, and legumes creates balanced meals that further reduce systemic inflammation through fiber, antioxidants, and plant compounds. For individuals who do not consume fish, alternatives include algae-based omega-3 supplements, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. While these plant sources contain ALA, a precursor to EPA and DHA, conversion rates are limited in the human body, so algae-derived DHA/EPA supplements can be particularly useful to ensure adequate anti-inflammatory benefits. Combining these sources with other anti-inflammatory foods, such as colorful vegetables, berries, olive oil, and spices like turmeric and ginger, enhances the body's ability to control inflammation on multiple fronts. Lifestyle factors amplify the protective effects of an anti-inflammatory diet. Regular physical activity reduces abdominal fat and the secretion of inflammatory cytokines, enhances insulin sensitivity, and supports healthy immune surveillance. Both aerobic exercise and resistance training are beneficial. Even 30 minutes of brisk walking daily can make measurable differences over weeks and months. Stress management is equally important. Chronic psychological stress elevates cortisol, a hormone that contributes to inflammation and metabolic dysfunction. Mindfulness practices, yoga, meditation, or even brief daily walks in nature help restore hormonal balance and reduce systemic inflammation. Adequate sleep, 7 to 8 hours per night, further supports this process, allowing the body to repair tissues, regulate hormones, and maintain immune function. Hydration plays a supporting role as well. Adequate water intake helps the kidneys and liver flush metabolic waste and inflammatory byproducts from the bloodstream, reducing the cumulative inflammatory burden on tissues. Herbal teas, particularly green tea, may offer additional antioxidant and anti-inflammatory benefits, complementing the omega-3 rich diet. Limiting processed foods, refined carbohydrates, and excessive red or processed meats also reduces inflammatory triggers, further tipping the balance toward health and protection. The warning about obesity and chronic inflammation highlights a serious, but reversible risk factor for cancer. Through deliberate dietary and lifestyle choices, the body's inflammatory state can be moderated, reducing the triggers that encourage abnormal cell growth. Each serving of fatty fish, each colorful vegetable on the plate, each walk after a meal, and each night of restorative sleep contributes cumulatively to a system that resists cancer development. Prevention is not about perfection but about consistency and balance, creating an internal environment in which cells are nourished, inflammation is controlled, and the body's natural defenses can operate at their best. Incorporating omega-3 rich fatty fish alongside an overall anti-inflammatory, plant-forward diet is a powerful, evidence-based strategy to counteract the cancer-promoting effects of obesity. By pairing nutrition with movement, stress management, and adequate sleep, adults can actively reduce systemic inflammation, protect vital tissues, and lower their long-term risk of cancer. Each small, consistent action is a step toward resilience, demonstrating that the path from obesity to inflammation to cancer is not inevitable but modifiable through mindful, nourishing habits.